When you grow old, if your children don't respect you or seem to ignore you, stay calm and consider this. Do you feel the sting of being ignored or disrespected by the very children you have poured your love and sacrifices into? It's a pain that cuts deep, but it's also a crossroads. These moments, though challenging, can become opportunities to rebuild trust, foster respect, and create a lasting legacy of love. The answer isn't found in anger or control but in grace, patience, and the quiet strength that only a lifetime of experience can offer. Let me guide you on how to approach these moments with wisdom and dignity, turning pain into growth and conflict into connection. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. Pray for your children. One of the most powerful tools you have as a parent, even in your golden years, is prayer. If your children have grown distant, shown disrespect, or seem to ignore you, prayer can provide strength, guidance, and hope. As a parent, your love for your children is enduring, and prayer is a way to express that love while seeking peace and resolution. When you pray for your children, you're not just asking for them to change, you're also seeking understanding, patience, and the strength to love them unconditionally. Pray for their health, happiness, and wisdom, even if they seem to have forgotten the importance of honoring the relationship you've shared over the years. This act of spiritual care can also bring you clarity and calm, allowing you to approach these challenges with grace and resilience. Praying for your children is not a passive act, it's an intentional way to cultivate peace in your heart and trust that, in time, love and respect may be restored. Whether you're seated in a quiet room or walking through the park, take moments throughout your day to lift up your children in prayer. Ask for guidance not just for them, but for yourself, to be the steady and loving presence they need, even when they don't realize it. 2. Keep calm and protect your peace. As you age, the way you manage your emotions takes on deeper significance, not only for your well-being but also for the legacy you leave in your family relationships. When your children ignore or disrespect you, it's natural to feel a surge of frustration, sadness, or even anger. These emotions stem from years of love, sacrifice, and care, making their absence or disregard feel especially painful. But in these moments, protecting your inner peace is not just a choice, it's an act of self-respect and love. Remaining calm doesn't mean pretending their actions don't hurt. It means acknowledging your feelings without letting them control you. Your peace is sacred. It's the strength you've cultivated over decades of navigating life's highs and lows. When you protect it, you allow yourself the clarity to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Take a deep breath, remind yourself of your worth, your dignity, and the resilience you've built over a lifetime. You've already weathered countless storms, and this moment, no matter how painful, is another wave you can rise above. Choosing calmness is not about suppressing your feelings. It's about affirming that your emotional health matters regardless of how others behave. When you remain calm, you create a ripple effect. Your children may not acknowledge it right away, but they will feel the strength in your composure. Over time, they may come to understand that respect is not demanded through conflict but earned through grace. By protecting your peace, you model the emotional stability you hope to see in them while safeguarding your own sense of balance and well-being. 3. Show understanding without giving in. Understanding is a gift you can offer your children, even when they hurt you. It's not about excusing their behavior or letting disrespect slide. It's about recognizing that behind every action, there's often an unspoken story. Perhaps your child is struggling with challenges they haven't shared or is overwhelmed by responsibilities, old wounds, or fears they can't articulate. Whatever the reason, meeting their behavior with empathy can shift the dynamic in profound ways. When you choose understanding, you tell your child, "I see you as more than your actions. I see the complexity of who you are." This doesn't mean allowing their behavior to go unchecked. In fact, holding them accountable becomes more powerful when paired with empathy. They feel seen, not judged, which opens the door to reflection and change. Empathy begins with listening, not just to their words, but to the emotions behind them. Even if they don't speak, their actions often reveal a need for attention, validation, or connection. By showing patience, you acknowledge that their behavior is a symptom, not the root cause. Instead of reacting to the surface, you address the deeper layers of what they might be feeling. However, understanding doesn't mean giving up your values or tolerating hurtful actions. It's okay to say, "I understand you're upset, but I won't accept being spoken to that way." This balance between empathy and boundaries creates a foundation of respect. It shows your children that while you care deeply about their struggles, you also honor your own dignity. Over time, your understanding becomes a bridge that invites your children to step toward you, share their burdens, and reflect on their behavior. It teaches them that respect is a two-way street, one built on compassion, accountability, and mutual care. By showing understanding without giving in, you lay the groundwork for a relationship rooted in both love and respect, no matter how strained things may seem now. 4. Set clear boundaries respectfully. Boundaries are a form of love, even if they feel uncomfortable to set. They define the space where your needs and self-respect coexist with the desires and actions of others. For parents, especially as you grow older, setting boundaries with your children can feel unnatural after years of sacrificing for them. It might seem as though you're drawing a line in a relationship that once felt unconditional. But boundaries are not walls. They are bridges guiding both you and your children toward healthier, more respectful interactions. When your children act disrespectfully, it's easy to feel dismissed, even powerless. Setting a boundary is a way to reclaim your sense of self-worth without aggression or retaliation. It's about calmly saying, "This is how I deserve to be treated," and reinforcing it, not with anger, but with consistency. Boundaries remind your children that respect is not optional, no matter the closeness of your bond. Setting boundaries respectfully requires clarity and compassion. Instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, take time to reflect on the behaviors that hurt you most. Be specific in your communication, saying, "I feel dismissed when you ignore my calls. I'd like us to talk at least once a week." This conveys both your feelings and your expectations without hostility. It shows your child that the boundary isn't a punishment, but a way to protect the relationship you value so deeply. It's essential to stay firm in these boundaries, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. If your child resists or tests your limits, remember that consistency is what reinforces their importance. At the same time, approach these moments with love. Boundaries are not about controlling your child, but about guiding them toward a mutual respect that strengthens your bond. Over time, your steadfastness sends a powerful message. I care about this relationship enough to ensure it's built on respect and understanding. 5. Set the example you want to see. In the eyes of your children, you're not just a parent, you are also a role model. Even when they don't acknowledge it, the values you've instilled in them over the years weren't learned through lectures or rules alone. They were absorbed through your actions. Now, as you navigate the challenges of distance or disrespect, it's more important than ever to live out the qualities you hope to see in them. If you want your children to treat you with patience, demonstrate patience in your own interactions with them. If you desire kindness, speak to them with kindness, even in moments of tension. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It means embodying the grace and strength that come from decades of life experience. Show them through your behavior what respect truly looks like. Setting the example also means owning your imperfections. If you've made mistakes, whether recently or long ago, acknowledge them with humility. Saying, "I see now that I was too harsh in the past, and I'm sorry," can heal wounds you didn't even realize were there. When you admit your humanity, you teach your children that mistakes don't define a person, it's how they choose to grow and make amends that matters. By modeling the behavior you wish to see, you also remind your children of the core values they've carried from childhood, even if they've strayed from them. Your steady example becomes a quiet yet powerful guide, showing them how to navigate relationships with respect, integrity, and compassion. It's not about perfection but consistency. Your actions will always speak louder than your words. Over time, your example will become a mirror for your children, reflecting the kind of relationship they too want to cultivate. Even if they resist or push away in the moment, the seeds you plant through your behavior will take root, inspiring them to follow your lead in their own time. 6. Create moments of connection outside of conflict. Connection is the lifeblood of any relationship, and it's often in the quiet, ordinary moments that the deepest bonds are formed. As you grow older, the need for these connections with your children becomes even more profound. Yet when the relationship feels strained, when there's disrespect or distance, it's easy to focus solely on fixing the problems. However, true healing and understanding often happen in moments that have nothing to do with conflict at all. Think back to the times in your life when you and your child shared a laugh, a story, or even a comfortable silence. Those moments were not about discipline or expectations, but about simply being present with one another. Creating these moments now, even in small ways, can rebuild a foundation of trust and warmth. Invite your child to join you in activities that foster togetherness, sharing a meal, taking a walk, or revisiting a family tradition. These shared experiences remind both you and your child of the connection that still exists beneath any tension. Sometimes the simplest gestures can have the greatest impact. A handwritten letter expressing your love and pride in them, a call just to check in, or even a warm smile during a visit can break through emotional walls. These acts don't erase the conflicts, but they create a space where love and understanding can take root again. They show your children that your relationship is not defined by the difficult moments, but by the enduring bond you share. It's also important to engage with them in a way that acknowledges who they are now. As parents, it's easy to hold on to memories of who your children were: the child who held your hand crossing the street, the teenager navigating their first job. But as they grow, so do their experiences, perspectives, and needs. Ask about their lives without judgment or expectation, showing genuine interest in their dreams and struggles, even if they're different from what you imagined. These moments of connection are not about controlling the relationship, but about rediscovering it as it evolves. Creating connections outside of conflict not only mends wounds but also builds resilience in your relationship. It lays a foundation of love and mutual respect that can withstand the challenges ahead. These moments remind your children that, above all, they are cherished, not because of what they do, but because of who they are. 7. Give them space to reflect. Growth, both personal and relational, requires space. When conflicts arise or hurtful behavior occurs, the instinct as a parent can often be to seek resolution immediately. You want to fix the situation, to hear an apology, or to explain your feelings in the hope of being understood. But just as a seed needs time in the soil to sprout, your children may need time to process their actions and emotions before they can truly change. Giving your children space to reflect is an act of trust. It's a way of saying, "I believe in your ability to grow, to understand, and to make things right." This doesn't mean avoiding the issue or pretending it doesn't hurt. It means allowing the lessons you've shared and the boundaries you've set to take root without forcing an immediate response. Sometimes the most profound changes happen in the quiet moments, when no words are spoken. Reflection often occurs when pressure is removed. If you demand an apology or insist on immediate change, your children may become defensive or shut down entirely. But when you step back and allow them to sit with their actions and the consequences of their behavior, they are more likely to arrive at their own understanding. This process fosters genuine growth, not compliance out of obligation or guilt. It's important to use this time to nurture yourself as well. While your child reflects, focus on your own well-being, whether through prayer, hobbies, or connecting with others who uplift you. This not only strengthens your resilience but also shows your children that your sense of self-worth isn't dependent solely on their actions. It teaches them that relationships thrive not when they're forced, but when they're approached with patience, care, and mutual effort. Giving space doesn't mean abandoning the relationship, it means trusting in its strength. It's an act of faith in the bond you've built with your children over a lifetime. Even if they don't acknowledge it in the moment, your patience leaves an imprint, a reminder that love persists, even in silence. When they are ready to return, the relationship will be stronger because it was given room to grow. 8. Build a support network. As the years pass, the journey of parenthood doesn't end, it evolves. When relationships with your children become strained, it's easy to feel isolated, as though you're facing these challenges alone. However, No one is meant to carry the weight of such emotions without support. Building a network of people who understand, empathize, and uplift you is not just important, it's vital. A strong support network can take many forms. It might be a close circle of friends who have also faced difficulties with their adult children. It could be a faith-based community that shares your values and offers spiritual guidance. It might even be a professional counselor who can help you process your emotions and develop strategies for moving forward. These connections remind you that your experiences, while deeply personal, are not unique and that there is strength in sharing and learning from others. Support networks offer more than just comfort, they provide perspective. Hearing the stories of others who have walked a similar path can help you see your situation with fresh eyes. Sometimes what feels insurmountable becomes manageable when you realize others have found ways to heal and thrive. Their resilience can inspire your own, reminding you that relationships are rarely linear and that reconciliation is often a process of patience and understanding. Being part of a community also combats the loneliness that can arise when family dynamics shift. The warmth of human connection, whether through a conversation over coffee or an online group discussion, can rekindle your sense of belonging and joy. It's a reminder that even if your relationship with your child is strained, you are still surrounded by people who value and care for you. Leaning on a support network is not a sign of weakness. It's a testament to your strength and willingness to seek the tools you need to navigate this chapter of life. By surrounding yourself with love and understanding, you not only nurture your own well-being but also create a foundation of resilience that helps you approach your children with renewed patience and hope. 9. Focus on your well-being. As a parent, your instinct is to prioritize your children, often to the detriment of your own needs. This selflessness has likely defined much of your life, but as you age, it becomes increasingly important to care for yourself, not just for your own happiness, but because your well-being influences every relationship you hold dear. When your children disrespect or ignore you, turning inward and focusing on your health, passions, and joy is not an act of selfishness, it's an act of love for yourself and for them. Your well-being is multifaceted. Physically, it means staying active, eating nourishing foods, and caring for your body so that you can enjoy the richness of life. Emotionally, it means acknowledging your feelings without becoming consumed by them. Spiritually, it might involve prayer, meditation, or practices that ground you and bring you peace. Each of these aspects contributes to your ability to face challenges with grace and resilience. Focusing on your well-being also means rediscovering what brings you joy outside of your role as a parent. Over the years, you may have set aside hobbies or passions in the busyness of raising a family. Now is the time to return to them or to explore new interests. Whether it's painting, gardening, volunteering, or simply walking in nature, these pursuits remind you of the beauty and fulfillment that life offers, even amidst struggles. When you care for yourself, you send an unspoken message to your children. I value myself, and I want you to value yourself too. This modeling of self-respect can be transformative. It shows them that love begins within and that prioritizing one's well-being is not an abandonment of others but a way to show up more fully in relationships. Moreover, by focusing on your own growth and happiness, you create a life that is not solely dependent on the actions or attitudes of your children. This doesn't mean you stop loving or hoping for reconciliation. It means you anchor your sense of self in something unshakable. Your well-being becomes a source of strength, enabling you to approach your children with patience, love, and an open heart, regardless of their behavior. By focusing on yourself, you reclaim your narrative. You are not just a parent dealing with a difficult child, you are a whole person with a rich, meaningful life. This perspective not only empowers you but also creates the possibility for your children to see you in a new light, a light that inspires them to reflect, grow, and perhaps even return to the relationship with newfound respect and understanding. 10. Trust in love and patience. Love is the foundation of every meaningful relationship, and patience is its steady companion. When the bond with your children feels strained or broken, it's natural to yearn for quick resolution, a heartfelt apology, a moment of understanding, a sign that things will return to how they once were. Yet real healing rarely happens in an instant. It unfolds over time, often in ways that are subtle and unseen. Trusting in love and patience means letting go of the urgency to fix everything now and embracing the quiet, enduring strength of hope. Your love for your children is timeless. It has weathered sleepless nights, growing pains, and countless challenges over the years. This same love can guide you now, even when their actions feel distant or hurtful. Love doesn't always mean agreeing with them or tolerating disrespect. It means holding a space in your heart for them, even as you set boundaries to protect your own well-being. It's the reassurance that no matter how difficult the journey, the bond you share remains strong. Patience requires faith, not just in your children's ability to grow, but also in the lessons and values you've instilled in them over a lifetime. These seeds of kindness, respect, and compassion may lie dormant now, but with time they can bloom. Trust that the love you've shown them has left an imprint, even if they don't acknowledge it today. Sometimes growth and understanding happen in their own time, when the quiet moments of reflection reveal truths that words cannot. To trust in love and patience is to release the need for control. You cannot force your children to change or demand that they see things from your perspective, but you can remain steadfast in your love, knowing that the example you set and the care you offer, even from a distance, will guide them. It's not always about what you say or do, it's about the presence you maintain. A steady light that shines through even the darkest moments. Trusting in love and patience doesn't mean denying the pain of the present. It means believing that relationships, like life, have seasons. Some are warm and vibrant, others are cold and challenging. But just as winter eventually gives way to spring, your bond with your children can find renewal. Let patience be the bridge that carries you from this moment of struggle to a future where respect and understanding can flourish once more. 11. Embrace the journey of life. Life, with all its joys and challenges, is a journey of continual growth and transformation. As you navigate the complexities of your relationship with your children, it's essential to see these struggles not as endings but as part of a greater story, a story that is still being written. Embracing this journey means recognizing that each moment, no matter how difficult, holds the potential for growth, healing, and connection. Your role as a parent has shifted over the years, but its essence remains the same: to love, guide, and support your children while allowing them the freedom to find their own path. This balance can be challenging, especially when their choices or behaviors conflict with the values you hold dear. Yet embracing the journey means accepting that their path is uniquely theirs, shaped by experiences and decisions that may differ from your own. It's about finding peace in the knowledge that while you cannot walk their path for them, you have given them the tools to navigate it. Part of this journey involves letting go of the past, not in the sense of forgetting, but in releasing the grip of old hurts that can cloud the present. Holding on to resentment or regret only deepens the divide. Instead, choose to see the relationship as ever-evolving, capable of change and renewal. Each day is a chance to approach your children with a fresh perspective, free from the weight of yesterday's conflicts. Embracing the journey also means focusing on your own growth and fulfillment. You are not defined solely by your role as a parent. You are a person with dreams, passions, and a life still rich with possibilities. Invest in the things that bring you joy, whether it's exploring a new hobby, nurturing friendships, or deepening your spiritual practice. By living a life that feels meaningful and full, you not only enrich your own experience, but you also inspire your children to see you in a new light, a reminder that growth is a lifelong process. Most importantly, embracing the journey means holding on to hope. Relationships are rarely linear, and the path to reconciliation can be unpredictable. But every moment of patience, every act of love, and every choice to forgive is a step forward, even if the changes are slow or invisible at first. Trust that the journey itself is worth taking. It's not about reaching a perfect destination but about finding meaning and connection along the way. As you embrace the journey of life, remember that your story is still unfolding. There's room for healing, for laughter, for renewed bonds. Each chapter holds the potential for transformation, not just for your children but for you. Let this journey be one of grace, growth, and the unwavering belief that love, in all its forms, remains the greatest guide of all. Final thoughts. As you grow older, navigating relationships with your children can be challenging, especially when respect and connection seem strained. However, by staying calm, setting boundaries, creating moments of connection, and focusing on your own well-being, you can foster an environment of love and understanding. Above all, never underestimate the power of prayer and patience. Your love and faith can guide you through even the most difficult times, reminding you that respect, reconciliation, and joy are always possible, no matter how much time has passed. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.